Howdy, partners. Jason Culp here to jaw with you a little about a little town called Deadwood. Now, many of you know the history of this little burg in the Dakotas that had a gold rush in the 1870s and saw more iniquity than Sodom and Gomorrah. But how many of you have heard of Clementine Johansson, a mysterious young woman with a secret chest of other worldly weapons and secret powers so secret even I can't tell you about them, who came to town and set up shop as the new Undertaker? Well, Ann Charles and Sam Lucky heard about her, and now they've set down her adventures in a new book series with the subtitle Deadwood Undertaker. Now, Clementine has an assistant named Hank, a jack-of-all-trades who got tired of prospecting, who's run into a couple of sidewinders by the name of Jack Rabbit Fields and Boone McCreary, who've been out searching for their uncle, what's gone missing. They don't find him, but they do find his canine companion, Tinker, who's gotten awful beat up. And Hank brings them all home to Clementine for a little doctoring. Little do they know that chance meeting will lead to a deep bond between the four of them, and lead them on adventures so incredible, so terrifying, they might have even made Al Swearingen soil his drawers. Let me tell you about that first meeting, as told in the first book of the series, Life at the Coffin Joint.
Clementine began dabbing the poultice on Tinker's wounds and then had Hank help her wrap them with the strips of cloth. Jack became restless, moving around the examination room. "Mind if I sit down, Miss Clementine?" He pointed at the chair at her desk, nudging Boone to the side. "Not at all. So, what happened to Tinker?" "Tracking down Uncle Morton took us to Gayville," Boone said. "A fella there found her down the hill from the—" He looked down at where his partner was sitting. "What was the mine called?" "Golden Echo," Jack answered. Hank stiffened next to her. "That's right. Anyway," Boone continued, "that fellow in Gayville patched Tinker up best he could." "They call that mine the Bloody Bones now," Jack said. A grunt from Hank drew Clementine's gaze. He frowned at Boone and Jack. "That's a bad place," he said, his voice somber. Clementine had heard the name before from some of the girls at Yellow Strike Saloon. The rumors about it sent chills through most. "Bad place how?" Boone asked Hank. "I was hired on to help work the Golden Echo mine. Grunt work. Always had an unsettling feeling working in there. Cold and clammy like. Made my guts riled. Wasn't there long, and there was an accident deep in. They said the old boy was crushed in a cave-in, but I'm here to tell you it weren't no cave-in. Not the way the old boy looked when they hauled him out of there. Half his face ripped clean off. Strips torn deep all over his body, like big sharp claws had at him. Shredded up bad. Hard to stomach looking at him until we got him wrapped up. I decided that was the end of my mining work there. Started working for Miss Clem not long after that. She's a good boss." Boone scowled at Jack. "I suppose that explains why the people in Gayville are holed up the way they are." "Yep, they're scared." "For good reason, sounds like." "Uncle Mort is probably up there," Jack said, his voice edged with tension. "First thing in the morning, Booney." Boone nodded, looking at Hank. "Is there a place in town we can leave Tinker for a day or so?" Clementine frowned at the two men. She knew why Boone was asking. They were heading to the Bloody Bones to find their uncle, probably at first light. "She'll stay here with me while you check out that mine," she told Boone. "I'll need to keep an eye on her for a day or two." "You boys ought to sit and think on that," Hank warned, all signs of mirth gone from his face. Clementine knew better than to try to change their minds. They were on a mission now. She could see it in the set of their jaw. Nothing short of hellfire or a blizzard would stop them.